Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Relevant, and welcome back to Mr. Relevant Plays. So I decided to go ahead and just do it. I'm going to compare the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey and the Legendary Bird of Prey. In my personal opinion, these are the two best birds of prey in the game. The Kelvin Timeline being slightly better, just primarily because it has 5 weapons in the front, where the Legendary Bird of Prey only has 4. So first, let's go ahead and look at both ships in terms of their design, because I honestly like the way the Legendary Bird of Prey looks. Like, this thing looks like it's going to come in and destroy everything it looks at. I mean, that giant cannon right there on the bottom, like, bruh, I'm sorry, I would not want to be on the receiving end of this thing. But of course, you can go with the classic bro look, which is what I do every time I fly the ship. I did actually claim the ship to fly them both, but they both are pilot primary, so I don't really need to. In terms of size comparison, the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey is slightly bigger than this one, like this way. Not lengthwise, but just this way. Where the Legendary Bird of Prey, the Legendary Burrell, and all the Burrell skins are not as wide as the Kelvin Timeline. I could be wrong. I would have to actually park next to one to really see, but I don't know very many. Actually, don't know anyone personally that flies the Legendary Burrell, which is a shame. The ship's amazing. Again, 11th anniversary, fantastic bundle. So I'm gonna go ahead and compare the two ships. Compare the mastery, which I think they're the same, which they are the same, so I don't need to compare the mastery. The traits, of course, you know, this is one of the ships that you get with Barrage for scatter volley duration, so that's definitely a huge plus. The Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey gives you weapon bonus damage versus forward arc, so 15% bonus damage to weapons when attacking a foe toward their 90-degree arc. Bonus versus players is additional 5%. Wait a minute, what is this? Wait, what? Weapon bonus versus forward arc. 15% bonus damage when attacking a foe. Yep, when attacking a foe's forward arc. So let's say, for example, you're not running the intel specialization, or you're not running a ship that has flanking. Well, there is a trait, you can see it right here, that would basically give you that little bit of an extra oomph. But instead of it being from the behind, it's from the front. I'm looking at using Kethy. So let's go ahead and talk about the console layout and the weapon setup. So for the Legendary Burrell, like I said before, it's 4 weapons in the front, 2 in the back. Console layout is 4 engineering, 5 tactical, and 2 science. Now, of course, X2, you do get the 2 universals, which I only have this thing upgraded once, which is a real shame. But I did break a mill in this thing. I did make a video on it a long time ago and showed off the ship. Granted, this was back towards the beginning of me making videos, so I wasn't very good at explaining things. So, to the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey, it has 5 weapons in the front, 1 in the back, and then for its console layout, it is 3 engineering, 3 science, and 5 tactical. So tactical-wise, they are the same. Engineering-wise, the Legendary Burrell has a little bit more. So when it comes to the ISO-mag setup, the Legendary Burrell has a little bit more than the Kelvin Timeline. And then for tactical, they're both exactly the same, but you also have to think, okay, so which would be more important, the 5 in the front with 1 in the back, or the 4 in the front with the 2 in the back? And again, both these ships are fantastic. I already know what I would do with dual heavy cannons for both. I know what I'll put in the back of this thing, and I know what I'll put in the back of this thing, depending on the energy type that I'm using, because there are so many reputation turrets with that 2% bonus that you can use. So many. I mean, heck, one of the reputations give you 4 different energy types. It's amazing. Anywho, so with the Burrell, I was flying this ship for a long time because I just love the Bird of Prey. I love the Burrell itself. It's designed to, like, they did a facelift on this thing a couple years ago, and I absolutely love it. I love flying this thing. Y'all who has been watching me for a minute, I've talked about the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey a couple of times and how I've always wanted it. I finally got one, and it's account unlocked, which is amazing. So, yeah. It's both these ships are fantastic. I love them. Now, in terms of the bridge officer seatings, as you can see here, this is full. Both of them are full universal, which means you can do literally whatever you want. Whatever bridge officer seating you want to do, you can do it. It's purely universal. So they're both pilot primary, as you can see. I am running a beam fire at will build on this ship with rapid fire 3 because of the fact that I'm running Hellbore Light, which is right there, and this only procs with beam overload and rapid fire. There probably is there is a way for me to run beam fire at will 3 versus running beta 2. I would just have to change out one of these other bridge officers, which I don't want to because of the fact that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 on con procs, and with the duty officer, this guy, like I've talked about already a couple of times, gives me a chance to hit fire at will 2 instead, which I have no issues running fire at will 1 or fire at will 2 because of him. So if I was running both these ships, I probably would have like a very similar setup. Granted, this has 2 lieutenant commanders, where this one only has 1, and then 2 lieutenants with a ensign. So in terms of how many seats, the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey definitely has more going for it because it has 5 seats. So you get more SROs, more watchers that you can throw into your ship for more passive buffs, where you have 1 less on here. Now, with that even being said, when I broke a mill with this thing, I wasn't trying to. I didn't even know I could with that ship at the time. And with that ship at the time, I was running basic disruptors. These ones, be more specific. With the penetration modifier, with the quad cannons, I don't even think I was running Terran. I was literally going pure basic disruptor. I just don't know where that other disruptor went. Oh, it's right there. I was using the wide arc. And then the aft of it, I think I was using the House Martok Omni Beam, and then the heavy biomatter disruptor turret, which comes from the Undine reputation for the extra 2% bonus damage. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only turret that is in reputation that gives you that buff. Oh, I do have one. I knew I had one. Anywho, I get distracted so easily. So in terms of birds of prey, these two are definitely a step above the rest because the other birds of prey that you do have access to is basically these two, and the free one that you get from the Klingon recruit. The Klingon recruit one is basically just this one, but it looks like this, which I think looks awesome. So I could do a comparison of these as well, but it would be the same thing. In reality, this one would be a little bit better than this one, primarily because of the bridge officer seating, but that's really about it. And the seating, wait, this thing has 2 lieutenant commanders? Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. Sorry, my brain is trying to think of the on-con procs. This one. Hold on, y'all. I might have to give this one a play. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I might have to play with this one. Do I have the fleet version on this character? I think I do. I know I have it on the Klingon one, for sure. Let me see. 6 is what I want. I do. Ooh. I have ideas. Sorry. I know I get distracted. I'm sorry. So yeah, but out of the birds of prey that I have actively flown recently, it is definitely going to, I have to give it to the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey and the Legendary Bird of Prey. The versatility on the bridge officer seatings, with them having not only just pilot, but also the Legendary Bird of Prey having intel as a secondary seating, and then the Kelvin having temporal. Very good combination. Now, I could go into further details, putting the Burrell a little bit above the Kelvin bird of prey because of the fact that you have, for example, 22 of 47, 27 of 47, you know, boosting your critical chance with intel abilities, and then tactical. I only have one for pilot, so both of them would be using this anyway. So like there's arguments to the Burrell being a little bit better because of that, but there's also temporal Borg duty officers that do similar things. So there are arguments for both sides. Now, what is better on these ships, cannons or beams? Well, y'all already know that my expertise is pretty much beams. It's what I do. It's what I'm good at. But cannons are very good with this thing. You can literally put on any energy type you want. You can go rainbow if you want, and it will blow everything up in front of you. Even with the Burrell and even with this. And now that I do have access to the hexacannons, which are right now the best for forward-facing type of builds, I'm probably going to be doing a build utilizing cannons. Just haven't decided what energy type to use. If I go with phaser, I'm probably going to go with the phased biomatter, just because phased biomatter, in my opinion, is literally the best phaser because of their proc, especially with cannons. So every single time you hit something, you have a 2.5% chance to basically do a phaser explosion, hitting everything around it. If I go plasma, I mean, I got this Lobby turret, which is the best turret in the game, in my personal opinion. It's so good, and it's amazing with plasma. If I go disruptor, there's so many different routes I could go. Same, even with phasers, there's so many routes that I can go. I just don't have very many phasers. In terms of cannons, Spiral Wave for me is always going to be like the best disruptor, and that will probably never change unless they come out with something that's just beyond cracked. But, you know, there's a lot of routes that I can go. Lots of builds that I can do. Heck, I can even do the Baul build. Similar to my beam one, just with cannons. Slap on the Baul 2 piece with that other universal console that I run. I just might do that, actually. Where are my Baul? I know I got a bunch of them laying around somewhere. On another character. I've moved a lot of my epic Baul dual heavies or dual cannons on another character. I don't think I have a wide arc, though. A wide arc anti-proton dual heavy cannon. Let me see if I do. Well, no, I know I don't. Let me see how much they cost. I've recently started using wide arcs for every energy type on my builds, just because they are just so good. They do the same damage as basically dual heavy cannons, but they have a much wider arc. 2.5. I think I can afford that. Maybe. I think I got that EC amongst all my characters. What about crafting? Let me see. I know the whole point of this. I don't even have a dude that can craft it. Oops. What do materials even require? Oh, right. These things. I don't got those things. Alright, well, I guess I'll just have to figure out a character that can buy it. So I'm gonna actually test this. Baul anti-proton cannons to see if I can repeat the same process like I did with my beams on the Kelvin timeline D7. Which I'm so excited to go back to that build again, because I really want to see if I can break 2 mil, which I know I can. I just have to actually go out and do it. Anywho, the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey and the Legendary Bird of Prey are both absolutely fantastic ships. If you love the Birds of Prey like I do, then you will enjoy these. So again, like, I'm going back to the 11th anniversary bundle, a bundle that was completely disregarded, which I don't find that to be justified. The Legendary Burrell is absolutely fantastic, and you get the classic Burrell skin, which, how could you not want to fly that? I want to fly it all the time. I want to fly it right now, and I gotta go to work soon, so I can't even do that. So what I'm gonna do is I will do a couple of recordings with the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey, and the legendary Burrell, both with beams and cannons, and then I'll just make like some kind of montage showing off them both. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, I got like a long list of ideas that I really want to do. Again, this is all strictly for informational stuff, like what to go for, what to aim for, what you might want to save up for, you know, that type of thing. So all I want to do is spread, you know, the knowledge that I have, and birds of prey are great. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. I thank you all so much for participating and joining in on this fun. Stay tuned for the next video. Like I said, tonight I'm going to, when I get home from work, if I actually remember, gonna sit down and actually do the video on the new event ship. I wasn't as excited for this one as the Sovereign, but I was super excited for it because this thing is just absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to go over it. Anywho, God bless. I'll see y'all in the next video, and I'll see y'all in the next video.